Hey everyone, welcome to Performance Rewired. Today we're going to talk about energy that scales, the operating system behind sustainable output. So let's be honest, if your energy crashes every single time that your workload increases or spikes or whatever, it's not you, it's your system. Motivation tends to actually fail when pressure rises, but your systems don't. So today we're unpacking how elite performers actually stabilize their energy and focus in high pressure seasons, and what it takes to actually design a strategy that scales with your ambition. So let's start with the most obvious. Why does energy always seem to collapse whenever you need it the most? One major issue is because most people actually chase energy like it's a resource and it's not a system that you build. So we look at energy and we go, oh, it's just like a temporary thing. No, it's actually not a temporary thing. It's supposed to be something that lasts like every single day of your entire life. So instead of treating it like a resource, like a temporary resource, we need to actually revamp the system that is able to sustain that energy full time instead of just being like, oh, I'm energized, and then I crash, and making that a normal thing. It's not a normal thing, and you shouldn't need it to be, or you shouldn't make it a normal thing within your life. It should be something that you actually that actually can be sustained throughout your entire life. Another major issue is that adrenaline and like getting that really big energy spike, it seems to mask the problem. Or rather, it seems to mask the fatigue before the crash happens. So we think that we've got like this big spike of energy or adrenaline spike, and we're like, oh, here we go. Like, I'm super, super energized. And then the crash happens. And a lot of times it just, again, we think that's normal. Just like I mentioned before, we just think that like energy is just something you can take off the shelf and then, put it back or not. You get what I'm saying. But adrenaline oftentimes is masked as this thing that is energy, when in reality it's just like our body's in fight or flight mode. That's what adrenaline comes from, is when your body is in that mode and it doesn't know what to do. So right before it crashes and burns, it just gives you a big giant burst of adrenaline and you're like, this is great, I'm so energized. But it's like, no, it's a sign that your body's actually crashing. Major problem. And one thing that's really important that needs to be remembered when it comes to high performers and energy is that energy, like losing your energy, it's actually not a sign of weakness. I know that with high performers, that's like the number one thing that's thought is, if I don't have the energy to do it, if I can't get through it, if I don't have that adrenaline spike, then there's something wrong with me. I'm weak, I'm this, I'm that. And actually, that's simply not true. It's just misaligned input and output. So you're putting out so much. You're putting so much energy, for one. You're putting out so much effort. You're just constantly doing, but you're not taking in what actually fuels your body. And it's not necessarily just like food or water wise, but you're not taking in any sort of rest or fuel to help you realign that system. It's all just like pure output, and then it's just that crash. And that's a huge problem that needs to be addressed for almost every single top performer who I've ever come across, to be quite frank. But that's really what it's not a failure. It's just a complete and utter misalignment of input versus output. So then that leads us to the question, like, what actually works when the pressure doesn't let up? Because let's face it, you're building a company, or you've built a company and you're working, trying to keep it afloat, or building even more. You're working at a major corporation and you have the weight of the entire world on your shoulders. You are in charge of 1 million people working for this corporation. So what happens when the energy is getting lost, but the pressure doesn't go away, because it can't go away in your position? So what do you do next? You need to build energy like you build capacity. So you need to actually build it like a structure. Like you build anything else in your business, your energy needs to be built. And it doesn't come in those spurts, like those adrenaline spurts. It can't come in like that, because that's when you continue that high and low of adrenaline crash. You need to build the actual full system and follow that system consistently in order to avoid this crashing and burning that keeps happening. You need a solid routine to recover. And a legitimate solid routine that is actually doable and followable. I think followable is a word, and it is now. But you need a routine that helps with your sleeping schedule, recovery rhythm, and your fueling strategy. So you need to sleep more than 3 hours a night. or a day, knowing you guys, probably could be a day. But sleep needs to be taken seriously, not just I'll sleep when I'm dead. Everyone laughs it off, but no. Sleep, real good quality sleep needs to be prioritized. Same with recovery. It's not a weakness to recover. Like if you go to the gym and you're working out your muscles, you can't just do the same exact muscles every single day, because anybody who works out in the gym knows that you have to give your body time to recover so those muscles can grow and become bigger and stronger the next time you work them out. Same with your body. If you're constantly working and you're not properly recovering, your body's never going to get stronger or better. It's just going to crash and burn. So you need to have real legitimate recovery figured out, and your fueling strategy. You can't just eat the vending machine options every time you walk by. You can't just order in food and be like, oh, let's just get a pizza, let's just get a this, let's just get a that. You can't just avoid drinking water all day and go, oh, I had a liquid IV, I'm set for the rest of the day. I'm hydrated. No, that's not true. You need quality food. You need to make sure that your protein intake is on track, because if that's not on track, then a lot of things start to crash and burn. It's not just protein, but protein is the biggest thing when it comes to nutrition. You need to be fueled properly. You need to drink water consistently. Stop drinking liquid IV. Please stop. It's just sugar. It's not helping you. It's harming you. It's just sugar water, and it's not hydrating you. You need to drink water from the moment you wake up, and you need to drink it throughout the day. You don't need to chug it all day, but you need to actually drink proper, filtered, good for you water. Please throw away your liquid IV. It's not doing anything for you, please. And of course, your recovery. Yes, you are allowed to take some time off. You're allowed to take the weekends off with your family. You're allowed to take the evening off with your family. You're allowed to take time off to read your favorite book, to go get a massage. I kill for a massage right now, but you're allowed to do that. You need to do that. Your body actually requires you to do that, and your career requires you to do that, because if you don't have proper recovery, then you are just going to drive yourself to insanity, and every single thing will crash and burn in your life. Trust me, it will happen. And a big reminder that needs to be remembered: if your system only works on your best days and not in your worst days, it's not being taken care of. It's just going to continue to crash and burn. Your system, your bodily system, cannot only perform well on your best days. It needs to be able to work on your highest of highs and your lowest of lows. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you will never be able to function on your lowest of lows. So how do I help reframe energy that works for high-performing clients? So for one, I help my clients understand that energy expands with ambition. It doesn't collapse under it. So the higher you have to climb, the more pressure that's there. We're going to make sure that your energy, or I make sure that the energy aligns with it. It goes with it. It doesn't just crash and burn and collapse completely. I also help architect health as an infrastructure, not an add-on. So health is a lot of times looked at like, oh, it's a one more thing I have to do, one more thing I have to do. No, we're going to make sure that health is built within your entire system. So from when you wake up, going throughout your entire day until you go to bed, you're making choices for your body. And a lot of times I'm able to make it so that you're not even thinking about it. It's just like naturally happens. These choices are done naturally so that it is built within you, so that you literally just make them naturally. And you don't have to think about, oh my gosh, I have to go to the gym after this. Oh my gosh, I have to do this after that. No, you don't. It's built into your life. It's literally built into your entire everyday life, and it's completely thoughtless. That's how, one of the best things that I think that has been able to help my clients is that complete and utter thoughtless, done for them rewire of their entire health system. And this actually is what creates the lasting performance between burnout cycles and true 100% growth within a company, with the team of leaders, and within your own personal self. Energy is not about trying harder. It's about engineering smarter. See? Work harder, work smarter, not harder. Health is the same way. So remember, burnout-proof performance, it's not about inspiration, but it's about the systems that are in place. When you actually build an operating system around your health, your energy scales with you instead of against you. So if this resonated with you, send this to another leader who you know is super powerful, super smart, super ambitious, but completely and utterly drained. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel. On our next episode, we're going to break down why your calendar is structured, but your health isn't, and how to fix that disconnect. Thanks for listening. This is Dana with Performance Rewired. I'll see you next time.